2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness O'Connor or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Crime, murder, chalk outlines,
DNA tests,
blood,
anonymous tip,
beheadings and disembowelments,
fingerprints,
the yellow tape that they have on crime scenes,
witness statements,
stakeouts with my cop friend and we drink coffee, UV lights that they can see on 5 minutes.
If you like true crime, you are in the right place. We are about to get a true crime story in about 5 minutes from Belle.
Today, I want to talk about the 2003 pizza bomber, a.k.a. Brian Wells. Do you recognise that
The
name?
evil genius.
Very good, Liam.
Oh, that does ring a bell.
Yeah, that's the Netflix doco on this story.
Came out years ago, though.
Yes.
And I don't remember, which excites me about the pod. I'm sure it'll come back to me as you regale me with what happened.
You might not remember because it's such a big web. Like, it's so complicated with how many people are involved in this. So
It's not like one person murdered another person.
No,
Yeah,
it's like, but then this person was also there.
Yeah.
So I've done my best to really try and simplify this. But so Brian Wells, 2003 in Pennsylvania, the town was called Erie, which I find very fitting for this. He got called the pizza bomber because there was one day just going about his business, Brian Wells, pizza delivery man. He was like mid-50s or 60, I think. He was older and he'd been doing it for a decade. And he got called out to deliver a pizza to the middle of basically nowhere, to this weird property. He went out, and then when he came back, he went straight to the local bank with a bomb strapped around his neck and like a collar, and the bomb was underneath a T-shirt he was wearing. And he walked into the bank and robbed the bank at gunpoint with like a homemade rifle that was actually made to look like a walking stick. And he went in, he robbed the bank. They called the police, said, "We've just been robbed." The police came and they intercepted him and put him down on the ground. There's that famous footage of him sitting in the middle of like a McDonald's car park.
That's right.
And he's got the bomb around his neck. And he looks really calm. And the footage, even like CCTV footage of him in the bank, he's sucking on a lollipop. He's walking around like it's all good, it's all fine. Weird behavior for someone with like a bomb on them. And a mere 45 minutes after that, the police were surrounding him in the car park. And then he started looking a little bit more nervous as the ticking started speeding up. Unfortunately, it did explode.
Whoa.
And right in the middle of the car park in front of news cameras who were live, like streaming it onto TV, it exploded in his chest and he died on the spot.
And I feel like in the Netflix show, I remember seeing more of it than you think you should.
Yes, because that's the news footage that was
I
being
was like,
streamed.
oh, like that. I think they sort of cut away or like show like around it, but like you see the explosion from memory.
Yeah. So this is a really cool little bit. So there was a live feed, and the moment the bomb went off, though, a technical difficulty cut the feed for that like 3 seconds that the bomb went off. Weird.
Because they were in delay, or like by
No,
chance?
just by chance.
By
Something
chance?
happened,
Really?
and then it picked back up, and he was like, kind of, it's horrible, but it's him
not
going
great.
backwards. So he died on the spot. Now, obviously, his family are completely distraught about that, and I'll come back to him in a second and how he kind of comes back in to be tied with it.
It's fine. You got 2 minutes.
Really? Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
Two-parter. I'm sniffing a two-parter.
So, obviously, who the hell put this bomb on him, and did he do it to himself, or was he, tied up in it all? He had like little scavenger hunt notes with him that told him where to find all these keys to unlock the bomb. The best lead that they got with the police for who put this bomb on him actually came like a month later. They got a 911 call from a man called Bill Rothstein. He lived in the same town, and he called police and literally said, "You need to come to my house. I've got a dead body in the freezer, and it's been put here by a woman. Her name is Marjorie Deal Armstrong." That's who the doco is centered around.
Yeah, she's the evil genius.
Yeah. So Marjorie and Bill, he called the police on her. They'd actually been dating and engaged back in the day, but stayed in touch. And he was like obsessed with her. He was so in love with her. But she played on this. she actually murdered her current boyfriend, James Roden, and supposedly her ex-husband and ex-boyfriend as well in the past. But now she'd shot James at her house, gone to Bill's house with his body. He said, okay, I love you so much. He's obsessed with her, like I said. He said, no worries, I'll put the body in the freezer for your love. But then panicked, called the police, and also said, I think she's also behind the whole pizza bomber thing. They arrested her. She's pointing the finger at Bill. Then she also roped in a man called Kenneth Barnes, a man called Floyd Stockton. I'm not even going to get into them because I'm running out of time. Watch the doco if you want to know how they're involved. But Bill and Marjorie, basically, it was he said, she said for years and years. He died an innocent man because he didn't get sentenced or anything and died of terminal cancer, which also leads to the theory that he knew he was dying of cancer and did this whole thing for money in the bank heist. But Marjorie said, no, I'm completely innocent, but yes, I did shoot my boyfriend and put him in the freezer. Now, this coming back to how Brian is, how much time do I have? How Brian's
Don't
involved.
worry about that.
Don't look at the clock.
So she's in prison and she said actually Brian Wells was in on the whole thing. In on the whole thing.
The guy with the bomb around his neck. That's
yep.
why he was so calm, the lollipop.
Correct. So he's walking around going, no worries. She says that he was in on it and he was getting a cut of the bank money as well. But the thing is, he didn't think the bomb was real. And then when the ticking started, you can see his behavior suddenly changes. And plot twist, they actually did make the bomb real without telling him that it was.
But what would he... What?
I suppose
because they didn't want then him talking and they just said, you know what, we'll make him believe it's fake and he can do it all. But then
But
they actually said, we'll kill him.
if you're him and they go, yeah, we're going to put a fake bomb around your neck, why would you think you're going to get out of that? You know what I mean? Like
The way he's been described by neighbours and friends and family, he was pretty, he was slow.
Right.
And he thought the best of people. He
It's
acted
kinda like-
childlike is the way that it's described. So he
Right.
was a bit, behind the times kind of thing.
It's the start of The Dark Knight when he's like, no, I'm supposed to kill the driver.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like there's less and less people in the cut. Yeah.
So it is kind of sad, and his family. So he was actually, she was sentenced to life for the killing of her boyfriend, and then also sentenced for the killing of Brian as well, and the bank heist as well. Like I said, Bill didn't even get sentenced because he died. But then Brian actually got named as one of the co-conspirators in the whole thing, and his family is still trying to fight to make him innocent and say that no, there's no way he would have been in on a bank robbery, but he was named in the court for it. So anyway,
Wow.
that wraps that. That
And-
is a severely cut down.
Yeah, no, you did a good job. It was a little over time, but you did a good job.
I might watch the documentary on that.
The doco is
It's really good.
it is pretty good because it is pretty twisted. It's like the fact, it's like, and it's, I suppose it's literally called Evil Genius, but when you think about it, like, it is a pretty good idea. Like having someone with a bomb around them being like, it's not me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's horrible, but it's like you can see what they were
Yeah,
doing there. But no one got the money in the end?
No one got the money.
Oh,
no.
okay. Well, maybe it was not such
But
a
they
great
were
plan.
also all, you need to see the footage of inside their houses. They were all insane, like hoarders.
Yeah, they're all gross.
Like
yeah.
their houses are wild. But if like a 4-part doco is too long, there's also heaps of podcast episodes that run for about an hour to 2 hours that give you the crux of it, but without kind of going
4
on.
episodes? I mean, this podcast was too long, in my opinion.
Wow. Do you not want me to do this series?
Yeah, I just want you to keep it to 5 minutes.
God.
See you in the next one.
And that's it!
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Belle.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness O'Connor or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.